To participate, you can make donations to win tickets, and if you participate in the raffles, you win tokens. So if you go through that process, you will be able to participate in the GHA jackpot in the last round of racing. Today we're going to have 3 of those, and we are in the first one with all of our drivers already setting themselves to go. How you see the start of the race, Adrian?
I think we've commentated that during the preview show that we've had on Twitch, which we all encourage you to follow to see where our previous shows and to see the races on demand wherever you want. But this is an event that brings a lot of unknowns, just because of the factor of not having Jesus Sicilia commanding the field like he used to. Now we have Manu Rayo Largo on that pole position, which he's going to defend. By the way, we are going to have a full formation lap just before the start of the race, not just a few corners. This will be a full formation lap. And I think this is a race where everyone will think they are entitled to do the race. I mean, at least the top 5. I think they all have a very good chance of actually nabbing the win. They all have a great pace. They all been separated by just a few tenths of a second. In fact, from second to fourth, it's only been a few hundredths of a second. That usually brings a lot of emotion, and that brings exciting racing, and especially here at Road Atlanta, which it does have a couple of good passing zones. I think we're going to see a very exciting event. We're just going to recap the top 10 on the grid today with Manu Rayo Largo and Jonathan Alvarez on that front row. Both of them have been race winners this season. Victor Lobato, which has not found victory lane but has been a few times on the podium, with newcomer Daniel Herrera on that second row. David Perez, another race winner, with Victor de la Fuente on row 3. Adrian Baeza and another newcomer, Miguel Maroto, on row number 4. And then completing the top 10, we do have Natalie Morti and Ricardo Marina Rollon. So those are the top 10 contenders in this 30-plus car field as they take off for the formation lap, Carlos.
Kinetic by Windstream, Maven Motion Pictures, Regency Beauty Pageant. Those are the first 3 cars. Anka Products, Kinetic by Windstream, Ocean Landing behind, and those are the top 6 drivers we are watching just now. Victor de la Fuente, number 25, who is in 3rd place. Naturally Morti, very glad to see him in the top 10 as well, with Kill Pop Radio. Antonio Jesus Villalon driving that number 7 car of that only CPA. And I'm very glad to see a lot of drivers that we saw in the second season back today as well, and it's going to be very interesting. I hope that they get to have a peaceful first lap, because that's going to be a really important factor getting to the end as well. Miguel Maroto with Healthy Nails RX, the number 37, and as you said, Daniel Herrera becoming a real interesting factor in that top 5, because we can't really know what's going to happen with Daniel Herrera, since we don't have any data from him this season. But what I can tell you is that he's going to bring it.
Absolutely, I have no doubt about it, and I think everyone is really aware of the opportunity that they have to score that win. As we said, only 3 drivers in this field have been able to get away from the Sicilia domination and win some races this season, and it is an opportunity for Lobato, it is an opportunity for Victor de la Fuente, it is an opportunity even for Adrian Baeza if he's able to get up there, and of course, why not for Daniel Herrera maybe to get 1 win out of his first weekend of racing with GSIM Racing. So this is exciting. We have a lot of quality in this field, and that's gonna show.
Impressive image right now, the 2 rows of cars. In men's, we have more than 45 drivers today. I think we are near 50 drivers today on the track, and it's going to be an interesting start. Let's see if we can get a wide there we go, a wide watch of the start from far away, because it's going to be complicated to see the whole pack since it's very long the distance. There we go, green flag. Manu Rayo Largo stepping on the gas. Jonathan Alvarez chasing from a little bit of distance and very close behind Victor Lobato with the Regency Beauty Pageant. Maven Motion Pictures in front.
And I think David Perez has already moved ahead of Daniel Herrera for fourth.
Already chasing hard is David Perez, and I'm sure that Daniel is having to compose himself because it's going to be a heck of a start. Very aggressive in the first turns, and we go with Manu Rayo Largo in front. Kinetic by Windstream in first place right now with Manu Rayo Largo at number 2.
Pretty exciting stuff for the start of the race. Adrián Baeza might have also moved ahead of Victor de la Fuente if the timing scoring is right. And that's 6th place for him, and we said that he might be one of the spoilers today, but so far Manu Rayo Largo has been leading, and let's see if Victor Lobato manages to get a move out of Jonathan Alvarez. So far he's not gonna make it, it's still very early, but I'm sure that with the speed he has, that's gonna come to him sooner than later.
It's going to be complicated for all of the drivers to get around that section, and I think they are really just trying to cool off things right now, try to set up for a slow approach to the driver in front, and I think that's what we are watching right now. Jonathan Alvarez, Maven Motion Pictures, chasing Manu Rayo Largo. Manu Rayo Largo, the leader right now. We can see that serpentine line of cars going through the SS. Jonathan Alvarez going hard on turn number 5, in which we already saw in the practice and the qualifying session a little bit of trouble, and it's not yet has been like that in this first race session.
Yeah, we do have 2 drivers that are pitting in this first lap, so they might have been involved in some kind of incident in this opening portion of the race. 3 drivers, in fact, are pitting. Miguel Torres, the 35 Emmanuel Public School car with Jose Miguel Lorenzo, and a third one, which I quite haven't seen, but those 3 are in the pits and are out already. So those are the early casualties. I think that Sander Cafa, well, no, Guillermo Alemán, I think it's a surname. Gilberto Alain, sorry. This is the third one that has been involved, but we're seeing Jonathan Alvarez now starting to pressure Manu Rayo Largo.
It's starting to get hot in here, and that's good for me because it's cold in here, so let's see if they can warm up my room. Jonathan Alvarez chasing Manu Rayo Largo, the number 2 with Kinetic by Windstream, going in front and going hard because he's trying to stay away from the menace that that Maven Motion Pictures car from Jonathan Alvarez can mean to him, and it's starting to be very close of a fight. Victor Lobato also trying to close up the distance with Jonathan Alvarez, but we saw Jonathan very composed in the practice session yesterday, and today is quite the same situation.
I gotta say that we have a lot of drivers way out of pace, and I think all of them have gone through the pits. I count 6 to 8 drivers who have dropped out a lot, and they are not within that top 27, top 28 drivers. So then again, there might have been some kind of incident on those opening laps, but nothing that affects the top contenders, as now the top 5 is actually trying to break away from Adrián Baeza, who doesn't seem to be able to get the rhythm from that top 5 so far.
Jonathan Alvarez still in the hunt of the leader. Manu Rayo Largo staying as a gazelle in front of a cheetah. That's what we are getting to see right now, because he's really trying to hunt him down, but I gotta say, really, Manu is behaving like that gazelle. He's really going fast and staying in front, trying to make a little bit of distance. And I must remind all of our viewers that if you go in front, you don't have the draft. So that means that you have to really drive perfectly to stay in front and to make distance. Jonathan Alvarez being able to draft himself a little bit behind Manu and maintaining his brain.
Yeah, people when they see racing, they usually are not aware of how strong the effect of the car in front it may have on the racing cars. You gotta think about it as if you go through the interstate and you're behind a giant track, and you don't feel the air as much as when you are out on the interstate and you don't have nothing in front of you, and the effect that it has on the drivability on the car is very different. So that happens on a similar situations with these race cars, because they do have a lot of speed and they create a lot of turbulent air through the wings. So it is kind of like having a truck in front of you, because it really diminishes the resistance of the air, and you can go faster than going on your own, and that's what limits the ability of the leader to pull away, especially if he doesn't have the pace to pull away, which is something that happens quite often. And now we see that Manu Rayo Largo is trying to make a push through that slightly twisting section, but so far it hasn't worked out, although only Jonathan Alvarez seems to be making him worried.
And the newcomer, as you call him, Daniel Herrera, as well as Gino Orsoy inside of the track, and it's interesting to see Daniel in the chase with David Perez, and I think that's going to be an interesting battle in this session as well, and I expect to see that battle go on the next sessions as well. Manu Rayo Largo in front, the number 2 with Kinetic by Windstream, being chased by Jonathan Alvarez, the number 34, also Victor Lobato in third place with the Regency Beauty Pageant. And I'm going to make a quick change to Spanish to remind all of our Spanish viewers that we are with them as well. If you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, as we are watching this battle between Manu Rayo Largo and Jonathan Alvarez, which is getting to be very close right now. Estamos viendo esta batalla en directo entre Manu Rayo Largo y Jonathan Alvarez, que se está poniendo muy interesante. El número 2 y el número 34, Kinetic by Windstream, delante, y Maybe Motion Pictures en la segunda posición, y en la persecución con Víctor Lobato también. El número 14, Regency Beauty Pageant con él y David Pérez, así como Daniel Herrera también en una batalla, lo estamos viendo ahí detrás, Alca Products y el segundo coche de Kinetic by Windstream. Víctor Lobato, Víctor de la Fuente, que tiene que hacer un poco de distancia de este grupo de 5 que parece que están en una división diferente en este instante, aunque yo creo que Víctor de la Fuente se puede meter ahí perfectamente. Lo que pasa es que no está siendo fácil. Adrián Baeza también está metido en la ecuación, Nacho Limorti, Ricardo Marina Arroyo, Alberto Toribio García, están todos metidos ahí en una batalla, y no hay mucha distancia, especialmente entre ese top 5. Os recuerdo a todos los espectadores que este evento en G-Sim Racing, que es lo que estáis viendo, es sponsorizado por B-Social esta semana, así que muchas gracias a B-Social. Visitar bsocial.es para chequearlo y para ver todo lo que tienen, así que ya sabéis lo que tenéis que hacer, y estáis viendo iRacing, que es la plataforma que estamos utilizando para nuestras competiciones, donde podemos llegar a meter la cuantía inmensa de pilotos y de calidad que tenemos en pista hoy, especialmente porque aunque se nos ha ido Jesús Sicilia, que ese ya sabemos que siempre trae el jamón a la mesa, como quien dice, tenemos buen material también, y nos lo está trayendo Manu Rayo Largo. Estoy aquí con Adrián Fernández, que está viendo la carrera conmigo. ¿Cómo estás, Adrián?
Pues genial contigo, Carlos, y disfrutando del espectacular duelo que nos están brindando ahora mismo Manu Rayo Largo y Jonathan Alvarez, peleando de forma muy dura. Jonathan, de hecho, ya se ha asomado un par de veces llamando a la puerta, toc toc, a ver si me dejan pasar. Tienen un doblado justo delante, de hecho es un elemento que están lidiando varios pilotos. Sí, justo detrás, adelantamiento, creo, o adelantamiento de Lobato, ¿no?
Sí, adelantamiento de David Pérez a Víctor Lobato.
Sí. Tal cual, y lo ha hecho antes de creo que ha sido la chicane donde se ha puesto delante. Lobato ha intentado volver a adelantarle en la recta, creo que no le ha salido. Y ahí está, ahora mismo Lobato detrás de David Pérez, así que buen movimiento del piloto de Alca Products, que vuelve a esas posiciones de podio. Y a ver ahora si es capaz de aprovechar, a lo mejor se lían a pelear Manu Rayo Largo y Jonathan Alvarez y se pueden enganchar a la pelea por la victoria.
Situación que se está caldeando conforme estamos llegando a los últimos 5 minutos sesión y estamos viendo cómo Víctor Lobato está acercando su vehículo al de David Pérez. Ahora sí se ha creado un poco de distancia en esta batalla que han tenido estos dos y sí se ha generado un poquito de espacio. Continúa la persecución y le tengo que recordar a todos nuestros espectadores que pueden visitar allgratefulhearts.org para donar en la página a todas las causas que lleva Grateful Hearts, así como todos los partners todos los socios, ¿no? O todos los compañeros de proyecto. Así que podéis hacerlo, lo podéis ver ahí y lo podéis comprobar en la página allgratefulhearts.org. Y si hacéis donaciones, ganaréis tickets para la rifa. Si usáis los tickets de rifa, ganaréis tokens.
Hemos tenido cambio de líder.
Sí,
hemos tenido cambio de líder. Jonathan Álvarez se pone primero.
Continúa el meneo y parece que va a ser el intercambio en esta vuelta lo que nos va a parar y se está poniendo muy interesante. Jonathan Álvarez, que consigue ponerse delante, parece que Manu Rayo Largo consigue sobrevivir el adelantamiento y no se pierde la distancia. Ahora va a ser Manu con Kinetic by Windstream, el número 2, que va a tener un poquito de ventaja en esta próxima recta de atrás. Te veo en la recta de atrás.
Y a ver los doblados, porque están encontrando un montón de ellos, siguen teniendo ese efecto y ahora quizás Jonathan pudo utilizarlo a su favor.
Un poquito de distancia entre ellos y ya hemos hecho ahí un pequeño beat en español. Perdonadnos si nos olvidamos a veces de darle al castellano un poquito más. Muchas gracias a todos los que nos estáis siguiendo en cualquier idioma. Así que vemos otra vez otro adelantamiento. We're getting back to the action in English as we just saw in the background. Víctor Lobato taking the deep dive into David Perez inside. And I don't know if it's going to stay like that. David Perez is coming back at it again.
Yeah, he got inside and going down that downhill last turn. I think he's gotten back to
let's see if we can see the fight there. Yeah, because it's intense in there. And Daniel Herrera, who is in 5th place, it's staying very patient. He's letting those two fight whatever they have to fight, and I think he's waiting.
He's biding his time. He is actually waiting and seeing if there's a window for him to go by, and I think it will open.
Well, it's going to be a heck of a debut for Daniel Herrera in the 3rd season. We already saw him in the 2nd season, and it's nice to see him back again, giving us some action, as well as Victor Lobato with the Regency Beauty pageant and David Perez, who are in a quite fierce fight, I have to say.
And now Lobato doesn't look like he's gonna able to do it. He did it last time around, but he left the inside open going here through this downhill section, and then that's when David Perez bounced back for 3rd place. But he's gonna have another chance, and so far going very, very fast through this short front straight. That is going to be a hot spot on that final lap. I think we do have 2 to go yet.
I think up to this point he might have realized that every time he's attacking David Perez it's creating more distance, but it's already too late. 1 minute and 10 seconds to get to the end of the session. Victor Lobato trying to make the pass on David Perez and a lap driver in front of them. This is going to bring a little bit of a struggle for these 3 going through. They seem to go clean.
That plays in the hands of Lobato, because he's gonna have now a closer distance to David Perez to try to get slipstream into the chicane.
And this is going to be the second to last occasion they're going to have, because they're going to have to do an extra lap if nothing goes extra weird with Jonathan Alvarez and Manu Rayo Largo. It seems that they are still in the fight. These 3 gentlemen right now in the center of the screen. Victor Lobato making the overtake, and David Perez trying to defend himself with it back again. It seems that he's going to take the space, and he's inside. Alca Products with David Perez making the overtake back again. Victor Lobato having to let him go through, and Daniel Herrera is going to take advantage of the situation.
They touch.
Or not.
I think Lobato has made it stick. Yeah, there we
Victor
go.
Lovato defending himself very well. Regency Beauty Pageant in front of these two gentlemen, David Perez and Daniel Herrera.
And at the front, we still have a very close battle at the front for the win. I think Manu Regalado is very, very close. Now he goes off.
My God, close call there, very close call, very close call. Magnificent recovery by Victor Lovato and David Perez. Daniel Herrera is not going to be able to take advantage of the strong moves in front.
Look at the front of you because Manu Regalado is going to try to take the lead from Jonathan Alvarez.
Let's see what happens in the lead of the race. Manu Regalado is staying there, trying to make the overtake. Let's see if we can follow also the drivers behind, because it seems that's the way that it's going to end between Manu Regalado and Jonathan Alvarez. And there goes a fight between Victor Lovato and David Perez for the finish. Third place for Victor Lovato, I think it was.
Yep.
Not sure.
At least scoring tells us that that's P3 for Lovato. They crossed the line side by side, and I think going for the data we had, that Manu Regalado had actually gone past Jonathan Alvarez, and Jonathan came back at him at the straight. So that was a pass for Jonathan Alvarez on the last lap to retake the lead and win the race.
Such an interesting race, such an interesting first round today with all of our drivers, and we are watching the last of them go around the track. And Gino Borsoi, the popular driver and rider in MotoGP back in the time, and now engineer inside Team Spar. Very nice to have him. It's always an honor to see that name around the track. And Samuel Buigema, the number 32 with Galindo's Gardens as well, around with us again, and that's nice to see. Diego Bandagusto, police car with a whoop whoop, finishing the race as well for the first responders. The number 11 going through the finish line, Martin de Jong, and all of them finishing this very, very interesting first round, Adrian. I think this was one of the most exciting rounds we've had so far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The fourth win of the season for Jonathan Alvarez, the third in the last 4 events, and I think this promises a lot for the next 2 races that we have.
Yeah. So excuse me, but we are going to have to take a quick little break, and we will be back with the second rounds of practice, qualifying, and racing. Stay tuned, stay with us, and we will be right back.